Hello and welcome. I'm Adri Gregan, and I am back for Jujutsu Kaisen Season 3 now. We're finally hopping into the latest season that's, I guess, halfway through its first core. I hear there's going on a bit of a hiatus right now, so I've got a little bit of a chance to catch up. It looks like I'll be able to catch up before the season ends after all. And in service of that, I'm going to be reacting to episodes 1 and 2 today. Hopefully, anyways. If one just absolutely devastates me and it takes like an hour to do the recording, then I might not do two, but two's the plan. And on top of that, I am also going to be watching the opening. I won't be analyzing it or breaking it down. I will save that until probably at the end of episode 2, if not after episode 3, maybe even for next video, since this one's already probably going to be pretty dense. But that's kind of the plan. I'm just going to be looking at it from a cursory glance. I'm not going to be breaking it down. I'm not even going to look at it other than like in the actual episodes. So I'm just kind of going to get the feel of it without trying to, without looking too closely, let's just say. But that's kind of my plan moving forward. And yeah, I'm going to be watching episodes 1 and 2. And then I hope I'll be able to watch them like 3 times a week. So I'll be caught up like either at the end of next week or the week after, probably the week after. And then it'll become a weekly show. And my poll will close and we'll start the new show that'll be alongside Free Run for my main show. So that's kind of what I've got going on right now. The finale was incredible, even if the technical difficulties were anything but. I'm sorry for that you didn't get the latter half, and it cut right before, in the absolute cruelest place it could cut, one of the cruelest places. At least it gave us the end of the Shibuya incident, like officially, but it cut right before Yuta's reveal. So you didn't get my reaction to that, and I'm sorry for that. I really should have recorded it as well as streamed it, but I didn't realize you were supposed to hit both. But redundancy is generally a thing that's smiled upon, so that's on me. So I'm sorry about that. But that's neither here nor there. Last time was a really good episode. A lot of Fallout that was apparently an anime original, at least a lot of the scenes. Probably what they played over a lot of the exposition that was about the fallout from the media. I imagine it was just a lot of speech bubbles that they added a lot of context to in the anime to really give it that proper Fallout finale feeling that I think they executed on excellently. Really, the Shibuya incident from beginning to end, like, no notes whatsoever. It's just phenomenal. That's what I say as a writer. As an audience member, I hated it beginning to end. It was the absolute worst, and I feel like despite it being the worst, I feel like it's only going to get worse from here. In the best way possible, of course. It is miserable. We've lost so many people. We've lost Nanami. We've potentially lost Kugisaki Nobara, though she might be coming back. There's a non-zero chance, so in usual shonen terms, that means that she's going to come back for sure eventually. But this show is starting to demonstrate that it has less plot armor, more plot poison for both the heroes and the villains. So, who knows? What I do know is that we are going to get Yuta setting out as the executioner of Yuji. And Yuji is going to have to go rogue because his death sentence the postponement of his death sentence has been revoked. So, yeah, death for him. Or at least they're going to try. And I personally think it's going to blow up in their faces because they've also sentenced our principal Yaki to his execution. And same thing with Gojo. Anyone who even attempts to free him from the prison realm, which obviously they don't have access to, will basically be tried the same. So they are just lining all of their ducks in a row and building all of their pieces so perfectly that if any of them happen to align even for a split second, it's going to blow up in their faces. And I am so here for that because it is so in line with what we've seen them do, just with their stopgaps and with the use of talismans that are basically destined to decay and become curse attractions instead. They're just mindset of I need to deal with the problem right now, regardless of what it does in the future, is again rearing its ugly head, and it's gonna blow up in their faces. I guarantee that. But I don't actually know because I haven't read any of the manga and I basically have no spoilers for season 3. The closest thing to a spoiler is a meme I saw on YouTube about Yuji and Yuta standing like around a campfire, I think, and Yuji mentioning he has 15 fingers inside of him, which is very meme worthy. So I suspect from that and from what we've seen of Yuta, how he's still very much the loving person that we saw in Zero. I suspect that he's going to try to kill Yuji. We might see that episode 1, but they are going to get along and they're going to both join forces, hopefully with the principal, and start their. We'll probably deal with all this, but eventually get Gojo back and then take a look at the elders and say, you guys are past due. It's time for new management. And hopefully that doesn't turn out like Attack on Titan, but we'll just have to see. That's all stuff in the future. That might not even be this core, if ever. So that's just me predicting the future, which I shouldn't do. My expertise is on analyzing and, well, seeing what has happened, observing past patterns. So we're going to do that. I'm going to hop into the episode. Okay, actually, I lied. There's a few other things I wanted to talk about first while it's still on my mind. For one, Geto, or Brain, as I was calling him. Or maybe I should call him Noritoshi? Brain NoriGeto? NoriGeto. NoriGeto, I'm just going to keep calling him Brain. Brain being Noritoshi, Kamo Noritoshi, the, basically the boogeyman of the JJK world, the Hitler of the world, if you would, is brilliant. I love it. And I think I love it even more learning that he is far older than Noritoshi. This vile sorcerer in history, who's inscribed in history, is not the ultimate evil. He was just another step. Because he also had the stitches, right? And it was heavily implied last episode that Brain is probably as old as Sukuna, just like Uraume, who knows both Brain and Sukuna. And Brain was talking directly to Sukuna at the end of last episode, or at the middle of last episode. So it implies that he's probably at least 1,000 years old. He was also talking about freeing Gojo in maybe 1,000 years or so. So that timescale is not just conceivable, but familiar to him. So it implies he's been living for quite a while. But I really like this. Initially, I was hoping that he started as Kamo Noritoshi, because it's cool, having that historical figure coming back to bite you. But it's even cooler this way, thinking about it, because when I look at the present, because when Brain took over Kamo Noritoshi's body, he created the death paintings. He inscribed his name as a vile figure in Jujutsu society and history. And then he disappeared effectively. But after that, he took Geto's body, and potentially before that, I've seen a theory floating around that he might have, in between Geto and Noritoshi, there's probably a bunch of people, there's definitely a bunch of people, but one of them might have actually been Yuji's father, Yuji's mother, which is a really interesting idea, and I like that one a lot. The idea that Brain's in between impregnated Yuji's mother, leading to him, Yuji, and Choso being brothers. That makes a lot of sense to me, and I think that tracks with someone who can swap bodies. But the reason why I like Noritoshi not being the original Brain is because if you look back and you see what Kamo Noritoshi did and how infamous he became, then you look at the present and you look at Geto. And then you look at the Shibuya incident and what's just happened. You realize that he's about to do it again, isn't he? Whoever Brain originally was is just going throughout history, just inscribing villain after villain after villain. It would be like if Genghis Khan was the spirit of the same spirit that went into the body of Hitler. It's like all these people that are just hated throughout history are from this same person. That's so cool. And that really sets them up as the boogeyman, as the Kishin, if you've seen Soul Eater. Even worse than All for One, which is what I originally thought he was with Kamo Noritoshi, but he's bigger than that. He's grander than that. He is the big bad. You don't get bigger, badder than what Brain is shaping out to be, even more than Sukuna himself, which is terrifying. The real Kishin, I suppose. It's almost like Brain saw Sukuna, saw this demon incarnate, looked at his own mortal coils and decided, I can do that too. And then he shed them and did it too, and did it arguably better. That's so interesting. That's so exciting. I love it, and I can't wait to see where he goes from here. The other big thing I wanted to talk about was the disaster curses. I've seen some opinions going around that it was kind of a waste of potential and kind of a shame that they were all dealt with so quickly and kind of just moved on from, which obviously we're just moving on from them. I suppose you could say Mahito lives on through the Curse Spirit extraction, but even that kind of served its purpose too. But I really like it, actually. I really like it, and I like the structure that JJK is building out its larger plot. In season 1 and really season 2 as well, I see those two as sort of their own self-contained, like the big first major arc, right? About Brain and about mainly the curses and the disaster curses. And I see season 1 and 2 as kind of being contained in that, as like the first act of the show, if you would. Now, I don't know how long JJK is. I do know it's over, so it's not too super long. It's probably somewhere between Demon Slayer and MHA if I had to throw out a wild guess, but I really like how small of a scale it started at. Like, except for JJK 0 and a very little bit about the Hidden Inventory arc, we got almost nothing about the world outside of Japan for nearly 50 episodes. Now, we didn't go quite as introspective in the characters as I would have liked in something like this, but we did build out the world like within Japan very solidly. And we also didn't build out like all of Japan. We built out a fairly like within Tokyo really is the world we built out, and a little bit of Kyoto. So keeping that contained and keeping the number of characters we know limited for these first 2 seasons as we really get comfortable with the world and with the mechanisms of it, how it works, is a really great foundation to build out for your shonen story. And it's even better because the big bad, the person we've known since like season 1, episode 6 or something, or I think it was episode 4 even, maybe 5, Brain, Geto, is great. Having him be a through line connecting the first act with the second act, with this wider expanding world now that the disaster curses are dealt with, and the representation of humanity, Mahito being gone, being replaced with humanity itself. The Culling game is going to be a battle between sorcerers. We no longer have to confront our cradle, the earth, the forests, the ocean, the land itself, and even our own distorted mirror. We've confronted all of those. We've overcome them. Our next challenge is confronting ourselves. Not a distorted mirror, but the person by our side looking into that mirror. And that's so gripping. That's really interesting thematically and in terms of building out your shonen story. I really like that. And I'm really curious to see how the world will expand. I get a feeling it's still going to stay contained in Japan, but it's going to expand beyond Tokyo. And maybe we'll even go to Kyoto next. Or we'll just stay in the sticks. Or maybe we'll go beyond Japan, but probably not for a little while. But probably not period for most of it, because the whole point is like the struggle for control as Japan teeters on the edge of like becoming the monopoly on sorcerers and earning the ire and probably the militant pressuring, let's say, of the main superpower, of course, the US of A. So this kind of struggle within Japan to try to keep within the boundaries of this peaceful world while teetering on the brink of becoming a superpower or threatening the main superpower indirectly is really cool. And I hope it stays contained within Japan as this balance of power, as the struggle for power really builds out. So I really like the way it's been building out, and I'm ready for the world to expand to beyond Tokyo, and I can't wait to see what's next. But yeah, I think those are the 2 main things I wanted to talk about. This prep's turning out quite long, but it is the start of a new season, so I think it's warranted, and I hope you agree. But I'm going to leave all that behind, and we are going to finally step into Season 3. One final thing, if you do enjoy the video, please do remember to like it. It really helps me out, and it shows the algorithm that people are engaging with it, so it'll show it to more people, and we can build out the community. Same thing goes with commenting. If you want to help yourself out, subscribe if you haven't already. Let's get notified whenever I release these, which is about 2 to 3 times a week. Soon it'll become a weekly show, and the show that's replacing it, the poll is going on right now. So go ahead and check my channel for the poll video, and you can go ahead and vote. If you want extra votes, and if you just want to say thank you for a creator and support them, go ahead and check out my Patreon. Also, that'll be in the description. It gives you extra votes for the poll, and again, it's just incredibly appreciated. But I'm going to leave all that YouTuber housekeeping stuff for the side. We are going to hop into Jujutsu Kaisen Season 3, Episode 1. Let's see what we've got. Interesting grainy effect, giving it this kind of old-timey anime feel to it. And a slow, very slow zoom-in shot. Washing blood, that's Yuji, right? With like the navy jacket sleeves, yeah, and the red shirt. Big red hand, whoa. We're getting artistic with this one. Wow, that looks nice. Oh, the light smears. It's not even a bloody hand. That's a hand with... that's blood with a hand attached to it. Whoa, like melding together. And now we're going to assume before. Is he listening? Don't tell me that's the hand. That looks a little bit bigger than... Is he trying to bait it? Oh, I guess we're just out the... This is what Tokyo's become, isn't it? I mean, all the fear was directed towards... There's Yuta. All the fear was just directed towards Tokyo, right? To try to limit the damage to other places. But as a result, and probably after some evacuation, Tokyo's basically... I mean, it's... Wow. I really like this movement. But it's like a nuclear bomb went off in Tokyo. It's practically just a hazard zone now. But of course they can't evacuate everyone, because then the negativity, there will be no point. But I'm sure they evacuated as many as they could. It looks pretty abandoned. There's no people in the streets. Yeah, they've definitely evacuated. Also, I guess there's no point. As long as the negativity is directed toward the place, it'll still be concentrated in that place. Things like a insect. Oh, the lightning of the static on the ceiling. Very nice. Episode 1, and we're throwing the pro tag through buildings. It's JJK, all right. What was that? What just happened? I love how quiet this is. The music is just like steadily rumbling and building in the background. There's no pomp and circumstance. It's just happening. Ooh, is this the poster? It is. That's Yuta, isn't it? Oh, the pan up the blade, building the tension. Then we're gonna see the hand, I assume Yuta's face, or they're just gonna... Yeah. Cut to opening. Ooh. I'm sure that's got symbolism to it. Hi, Executioner. Oh, he killed the... What a sick cut to... And here's the opening. Okay, I'm not gonna look too close at it. I'm just gonna kind of enjoy it. Oh, wow, the black and red looks so clean. Okay, wow, look at that. It's got some Mob Psycho feels to it. Whoa, that looks cool. And oh, Principal.
Can't look too close at it, but yeah, characters we know. I love the cracked glass creating like the black flash effect. The color gleam pearl. Wow, the black and white. We're dropping a nuke on Tokyo. Love it. Geto just looking at his pieces, watching everything play out. What was that? That was that girl. I probably know who that was, but I wasn't looking too closely. All the different art styles. This is so cool. How many different people they get working on this thing? Wow, everyone in their own their own colors. Wow, so many new characters. Yeah, we're definitely expanding the world from here. Oh, the little segments, very nice. Oh my god. There is so much going on with the bloody hands. Geto laughing. That's where we end it? Just Geto laughing with a black and white explosion in the background? Wow, that was sick. I'm glad I watched that. That cut to the opening from the episode was so clean. Okay, we're in the Zenitsu, I assume. Not Zenitsu. The Zain clan. Ugh. So that's so... Here, let me go back a little bit. I was too busy gloating about the episode. Mai? No, she's definitely not. Deflection, yeah. Where was Maki? She... Oh, yeah. Wait! This isn't present day, is it? No way Maki's still alive. Did Maki survive? Please tell me. Okay, sure, why not? Please tell me Maki's alive. There's no way. Everyone survived? Jogo, you absolute goon. I'm stomping all over your grave. You didn't kill anybody? You're kidding me. I mean, I'm happy if it's the case, but... Jeez, I assume these are all Zanes. Yeah. Yeah, he looks like a mess. So this guy's very full of himself. He's definitely fitting to be the Zane clan head. Ogi. Jujutsu. Yeah, his children. And probably some children-in-law. Please, I need to see Maki. I need to see her. Naobito did die. I mean, yeah. It was a miracle he lasted any time after that night. You three will fight to the death for the clan. Or fuck all y'all, it's going to Maki. That would be awesome. Naobito definitely seemed like the kind of guy who would just want to cause a stir with his death. I'm ready for some crazy things to be dropped in here. Okay, just Naoya. That's boring, but expected. Is he gonna give everything to Naoya? In both Jutsu High and the Forbidden Vaults of the Zane clan. Require agreement from either of his siblings. Oh, so he needs permission from one of them to actually use the accent, though even though he owns them. Is that going to be lifted? The covenant with Toji will be full. Oh, they're painting a target on Megumi's backs. Oh no. Yeah, he's gonna go straight for the jugular.
Who the hell is that? You're gonna go kill Yuji? Two birds with one stone. I get the throne, and Sukuna's dealt with. And immediately I'll gain the prestige of that. Oh, that's a brilliant play. That's not gonna work. Not even a little bit, but it's gonna be fun to watch. Okay, please let us see. Jeez. Back to Yuji. Are we gonna go back to that scene, or are we gonna go earlier? God, this poor boy. This poor boy. Oh my god, the horrible red lighting and such a reflecting or shining through such a beautiful, I can't even think of words right now. It's just so much. The stained glass windows. It's beautiful, haunting. Like the heavens themselves are bleeding. Yeah. He's at 75 now. No, I fucking can't. We are in it together. Please, I need you. Yeah. Are you gonna try to stay away from him? Bushigoto's own words. Oh, wow. This shot is incredible. This shot is incredible. I can't wait to talk about this shot after the episode. Yeah. I can't wait to talk about that shot. That's probably my favorite shot of the show so far. Okay. So we're probably gonna end the episode. Okay, well, this is where we ended season 1. We're gonna end the episode back at that sword point, aren't we? We're gonna have to wait till episode 2 to see how that resolves. Whoa. Is this, it looks like CG. It looks really clean though. Oh my god, the whole world just, I guess yeah. I don't think that's a drawbridge, but I guess we're turning it into one anyways. Woo! The gore shockwave. The purple blood. Oh my god, the whole world died in this sunset color. Or it might be sunrise. No, it's sunrise, right? Because it was dawn. Oh. Wow. Jeez, okay, I guess we're fighting a Cyclops too. Always gotta stick the landing. Oh, there's a lot of them. Makes sense, everyone's terrified of Tokyo right now. There's a whole army of them. I assume he's leading them into like a Choso spider web or something. Oh, and the color's changing to this like ultramarine. God, this episode's so artsy already. I mean, it's no JoJo's, but yeah, he's gonna start sniping them. Yeah, now that they're all in a tunnel, nowhere for them to avoid. Ooh, you got my back. Oh, I love this pair. Ooh. Yeah. Subtlety. He's a quick learner. We know this. Mm-hmm. And he's only gonna get better. Especially as his emotions settle and his conviction grows. It's my role in this war. They? Okay, we are talking about that. No way, now he is here already. That did not take long. Can't see his face. I'm like towering over them. Mm-hmm. You and Megumi. Without him, yeah, we're gonna see all these consequences play out. In fact, you probably want him to stay alive until he brings Megumi to you. But I guess he could just go to Jujutsu High. Send his own will to me. Oh, he is next in line for the Zenin clan head. Yeah, he's not gonna be a joke. Oh my god, that's right, that meme. I've actually never seen the original of that meme. Oh, it's so funny. It's so funny. Oh, and the two plays. God, there's so much in this episode I'm gonna have to analyze. Oh my god, the meme is elite. Whoa. What was that? Creepier than Gojo. Impossible. That's him. Those eyes. That is a... Wow, the mid card's in blue now. Looks even better than it did before. Choose your words carefully. Oh, yeah, he already knows about our... Makes sense. I mean, he's next in line to be one of the 3 great heads. Of course, he's in communication with the elders. Mm-hmm. One of the only ones. Help me find Megumi. Yeah. So same type. You're gonna try to give his life for his brother. I'll give him the illusion he's gonna be okay. Uh-oh. Okotsu's been training. He's good. First grade. He's got more tricks up his sleeve than you think. But Choso's got way more to fight for right now. Someone who has everything is trying to have a little bit more versus somebody who's trying to protect family. These curses are crazy. Okay, so we're back to here now. After we dealt with, yeah, that was the creature that I guess Okotsu killed. Okay, so we are continuing this fight. We're not wasting any time. God, the sheer concentration on his face. Oh my God, just pure focus. No emotion. You just like step off of Rika's hand or something? I'm still curious what's going on with Rika after she was supposed to have been done in. We heard him talking to her in the later. Yeah. Enough to create Rika. All in with cursed energy. What a crazy statement. Which makes him exceptional. I have a lot more, but I have to use a lot more too. Yeah. Sensei. Yeah, I think the only way you can... God, fucking Toto. That was a lot. I could not read all that in the time. You know what? I rarely do this, but I've got to see this. Seems important. When a sorcerer's experience manipulating cursed energy deviation, allowing the prediction of their next action. Okay, but first grade master, there's no deviation. Yeah. Basically, they have tells if you're not experienced. Whoa, so you can't read them because it's just energy surrounding him, so you can't read the movements. Yeah. He's just overpowered, just overwhelming you with power. Try to disarm them. Creating cursed object? Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, Yuta's not that simple. I mean, he trained against Maki. He knows that he can't be dependent on his sword. Oh, he's gonna let his guard down. He doesn't know enough. He doesn't know enough about Yuta. Yeah. He doesn't know enough about his opponent. It is her. Aw, cute little cuddle. We're just playing? Is he just trying to give off the image? Or does he just not want Rika to do it? I assume he doesn't actually want to kill him, because he probably wants to get Gojo back, right? Oh, this over the head POV is unusual. Not quite over the shoulder, but it's even more interesting. Silent. Never mind. Tell me that's the theme. ED. Oh, this ED is heavy. Oh, this is heavy. That is a beautiful voice. A window? Oh, the reverb in that voice? Why do I have chills? Oh, with the background changing, different environments. But he's trapped inside the blood red.
The bloody hand. More and more details. They're starting to blend together. The outside world and the world he's trapped in. And he's walking, yeah, he's gonna step out into it, right? Step out into the world? Yeah, perfect. Oh, Novara, please, the fingers. And opening up his agents of change. And back to the start. And then he's gone.
That was elite. I'm glad they keep this background style. Oh, shit. Oh my god, that was a lot. I'm definitely getting into episode 2, but there's a lot we've got to go over. First of all, there's so many shots in this episode that we've just got to go over and just give it the attention it deserves, because there's a lot. I love how even the even this like title card here has this kind of like old-timey grainy filter to it, which perfectly transitions into this with the smeared lighting. Oh, the whole filter fuzzy, like static almost, as he's just washing his hands, of course, of the blood. Oh, it's great. It's so long. We linger on it so long too, for like 15 seconds. And the transition from these bloody hands failing to wash the blood off of it. I mean, look at the streams right beneath it. They're clear. He's barely washing anything. Barely any of it's coming off. And then cutting to that, just the massive hand of presumably that giant that we saw before. Oh, it's so good. It's so artsy. I adore this start. The way his hands like mingle together under the water, creating just a blob of red, and then just the harsh cutout to a big ol' hand. A big ol' hand that's a lot less red than we remember it being a second ago. And this Yuji is different. His emotions have settled. His conviction has been found. Oh, it's so good. This action scene's so good. And then immediately to this, with another slow, agonizing pan up the blade, following the shine of it all the way up to Yuta. God, it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. Then wait a second, wasn't he chasing a monster? Whatever happened to that monster that he was chasing? And how did this guy get here if the monster... Oh. That explains it. And then it's just a shower of purple, which pauses, and then we cut into like this blood red, super simple, thick stroke title screen that's just expanding arc name, culling game, and then straight into the opening, which I'm not allowed to look at until next episode. Oh my god, but there was a lot of really cool stuff, so I can't wait to do that. Oh, hold on. There we go. And then Maki's alive. What? Maki's alive? The one who's nearly dead is Maki. Maki's alive. I mean, now Naobito was also nearly dead, and then he became more than nearly dead. He became fully dead. And obviously. Maki's alive. Please stay alive. For the love of everything, and especially for the love of Yuta Okotsu, please stay alive. And also for the love of Fushiguro, for the love of me, for the love of all of us and a lot of people in this story. I like Maki a lot. And for the love of for the love of so many people, please stay alive. Oh my god. And then we meet Naoya, Zane, and his two brothers, Jinichi and Ogi. So they read the will. Oh, such great framing throughout this episode. This small figure still practically towering over them because the amount of like power he holds reading the will, the amount of presence he has in the room, and everyone else, they're like zombies. They're like soulless. just hovering. Oh, it's great. They have no expressions. You can't even see Junichi's head. So Naoya is getting the head of the clan, and he's getting the resources of the Jujutsu High vault and also the Zain clan's own vault, Forbidden Vault. However, in order to access any of either their contents, he needs permission from one or the other of his brothers. But, God, it's so good. The dancing shadows. But, the stipulations. If Satoru Gojo dies, then, or otherwise is functionally dead, then his deal to effectively buy Megumi from the Zain clan is forfeit. And Megumi becomes a Zain and becomes the next head. Gojo's gone. So Fushigudo's gotta go. And I can also get rid of Sukuna while I'm at it. Gain some prestige while I'm at it, right? My first deed is head. And then, God, there's so many good shots in this episode. How beautifully haunting is it, right? I talked about it in the episode, but the blood red light shining through an otherwise beautiful tapestry of stained glass, and the way that it's reflected on the bottom of the screen with, of course, Yuji in the middle, it's distorted through the reflection and looks like almost like a hell flame. Yuji standing between heaven and hell. Heaven itself looks pretty hellish, honestly, too. It's perfect. It's brilliant. His long shadow covering the distance and someone coming into him during his isolation. Like, you can write essays on this. I'm sure people have written essays on this. There's so much. There's just so much. And then very soon, here it is, my favorite shot probably of the series. As he's replaying these past words in his head of what Megumi has said about what he has to do and talking with Choso, he's walking down the stairs, but keeps teleporting to the top. Keeps going to the top. Back to the top. At the top, walking down, back to the top, going down, back to the top, further up, going down, back to the top, slightly less, and then makes it through. But of course he's not, right? He's obviously not teleporting. It's a play of the camera. Every time he reaches, nears the bottom, we cut back down so he's back at the top. So it looks like he's coming back to the top. It's Dio, basically. The animators, like the episode director is Dio. If you've seen Stardust Crusaders, moving us back to the top. Except unlike that, we're not actually going to the top. It's just a play. It's just a trick of the camera. But it's so great because it symbolizes the feeling of trying to progress and being dragged back, trying to advance and being pulled back, trying to do something good and then having it wrenched away over and over and over again. Just trying to do the right thing, trying to save lives, but more and more people keep dying. It doesn't get better than that, folks. It doesn't get better than that. And the fact that it's not consistent. Sometimes he gets a little further. Sometimes he's teleported higher. Sometimes he barely makes it anywhere and doesn't get pushed back very far. It's inconsistent, but the only thing that's consistent is the fact that he just can't seem to make progress. But of course he does make progress. Everything you do, even if it seems like it's going nowhere, is progressing into the future, and he makes it into hell. And this is yet another great symbolism of it. I mean, you can see the stained glass like melting away into chaos and nothingness as he enters the void. As he leaves the world of sanity, the world of his friends, Jujutsu High, which has abandoned him. It's just perfect. God, this episode's so artsy with its colors and just the camera angles. Everything about it is just elite. It's just elite. Oh my god, this introduction of, yeah, you just don't see his face for all this time. Just him generally gesturing as he's the only one free, they're all trapped. I think they're not even in shot. It's just great. And then of course he's just down there. And he's there to kick ass. And then we get I've seen so many memes of this. I think I might have seen the original ones, like passing through, but I didn't pay any attention to it. I didn't even recognize that Choso was in it, or I just forgot because I was doing other things. It's such a perfect meme, isn't it? It's as anime gets. It's just so great. I think my favorite one that I've seen is one of Sans and Frisk. I really hope this is in the manga. Akutami was fucking cooking if so. If not, and even if so, the way they animated this, the director was fucking cooking too. Let's be real. Let's be real. They deserve the meme. They deserve the internet points for that. And then we meet or we encounter Okotsu Yuta. And everyone senses his presence. And it's terrifying. He has more more cursed energy than Gojo. But Gojo's just more efficient. How terrifying. And their fight is great. I love how just completely cold and just emotionless. He's just doing the job. He's just an executioner. It's so perfect. And then I read this a little bit during the episode, but it's kind of what I expected it to be. When they mastered manipulating cursed energy, there's no such deviation. Yeah. It's difficult to predict their actions, just like in real life, right? With martial arts. If you're less experienced, then you tend to be pretty easily readable. There's a lot of tells, a lot of shows that you're about to make a move. But when you're more experienced, then you can hide it. You can mask yourself better. You don't leave as many openings. So it makes sense that in a world where you can control your cursed energy, that's just increased tenfold, or not tenfold, but it's increased. And she's just completely enveloping not just himself, but even Yuji and his minuscule energy there, just absolutely gigantic. And you can't read the movements, right? How are you supposed to tell what currents there are if you're in a whirlpool? How are you supposed to tell which way the wind's blowing if you're in the middle of a hurricane, a tornado? You can't tell. It's just a massive blob of death. So he does the one thing he can do, basically. He hopes that if I get rid of his weapon, then we can do what I'm good at, hand-to-hand combat. But he lacks information. So Rika takes him. Rika, who's back. I assume resummoned by Yuta, dragged back to hell. Resummoned, in a sense. We're just playing. You don't have to kill him. I will. Or either that, or I'm going to convince everyone I've killed him. I really can't tell. He's got such a poker face. There's really no way to tell. I mean, obviously, he's not dead. I mean, he could be dead. This could be yet another. He's died before. This isn't the first time that our boy Yuji has experienced literal death. And it probably won't be the last, so I wouldn't be surprised if he's actually dead here. But I also wouldn't be surprised if Yuta planned this, if he's making it as convincing as possible. But that's also pretty heart stabby, so I don't think so. This looks pretty dead. I think we're gonna have to talk with Sukuna again. Maybe make another deal. Ugh. God, I hate that blood dripping. Oh God, I love it. And of course, this ED is phenomenal too. I absolutely adore it. I absolutely adore it. The vocals, I'm not playing it right now, but it's so heavy and intense, and the reverb is haunting. Just the pure like monotone of the blues with harsh black of his outlines, and then just the stark contrast to this blood red window. Oh, it's so striking on its own. And then he suddenly goes inside of it, trapped by it, trapped in this world of blood red, as the outside world just exists all the way outside of him. All these different scenarios, all these different scenes and backgrounds. But then things start to change. Some things start to linger. Bits of the outside world begin to linger and begin to appear. And they seem within grasp. They're not just in the background. They're appearing in the foreground. And he starts walking and he starts making his way out of this world he's trapped in. And he sees all these different things pass by, nearly within grasp now. And freaking, I swear, we need to see Nobara. We need to see that she's okay. I know she is. She's got to be, but... Oh, and then the bloodied hand. It's the inverse of the typical, right? Grabbing your conviction, because he did it last season. Now it's time to do the opposite. Now it's time to open up your hand to the possibilities of the world beyond you. Because conviction isn't everything. No man is an island. And if you know much about psychology and about the mix of psychology and anatomy, I guess anatomy in a sense, it's mainly psychology. The reason why people look at their hands in moments of despair is because your hands are your agents of change. Your hands are what change things, are what do things, or what you use. They are your tools of which you manipulate the world. So when you feel helpless, when you feel you're in despair, the most common thing to do, and the thing that you see depicted in media, is looking at your hands, because you're looking at your agents of change. You're looking at the tools that have, in your eyes, caused the situation you're in. And you're also looking at them in a similar way that you have flashbacks of your life when you're near death. It's like your brain's searching for a way out. These agents of change are all I have. Is there something they can do to get me out of the situation? Probably not, which is why it's such a helpless gesture. But in this case, it's different, right? This isn't his arms coming up so he can look at his palm. This is a curled fist opening. This is Yuji trapped in this world of darkness, walking out. This is opening to possibility. Opening a hand, perhaps to shake it, right? That's why we shake hands. We expose our vulnerability. We expose ourselves and limit our own ability to change the world by showing that we are not doing anything with this. This hand is open for you to take. I'm sure it's it's copium, and it's very unrealistic to expect this to be a healing arc by any stretch of the imagination. But I would love to see this arc start to build out a bit of Yuji, a lot of Yuji diving deeper into his trauma and into just the horrible situation and experiences of this Shibuya incident. But I hope that at least by the end of this first core, he starts to open that hand. I'm sure things will get much worse before they get better, but I think things will start to get better. And I think this opening is hinting that that path is available. Which in a show as cynical as JJK, it's hard for me to say, but I really hope that is. I want to cling to that hope. But clinging can only do so good. I think what will do much better is moving on. So after a little break, I'm going to move on to episode 2, and we're going to get into that this episode. Alrighty, I am back, and we are hopping into Jujutsu Kaisen Season 3, Episode 2. Looks like we're getting straight in with the opening. Oh yeah, love me, love me. Still not going to look too close at it until next episode, but I'm going to enjoy it for what it's got, because it is so artsy. Oh. It's so fun. Dang, Chozo went straight into Demon Slayer Season 1, huh? With those repeating doors, the repeating rooms. Oh my god, look at all these. I still love that, the cracked wall, the cracked blood red window, kind of like in the ED.
but it's mirroring the Black Flash effect. So great. Brain looking at the damage he's done. What is that like tower? I wonder if this is going to be the spoiler that people are worried about. I don't know what that is though, so it's just intriguing. I don't see any big spoilers in this opening, by the way, at least not to me. Everything here is just intrigue. There's nothing that's directly spoilery, at least from looking at it like this. Looks like something's building. Something's definitely is happening, though. There's a lot happening. What am I kidding about? Oh, cool, the prism. Straight out of Dark Side of the Moon. Oh, so many cool shots. There's also a freaking nuke that I guess Brain is just dropping on Tokyo.
Great ending of the shot. Oh, hey, Nita. How you doing, girl? Who's that, though? Who's walking away from who? Don't tell me that's Fushiguro walking away from Tsumiki or something. Certainly not. Moichido. Okay, we're back here with the grainy filter. It's also got like the aspect ratio is very film-esque. Boy, why are you back here? How many times do you have to die? Don't tell me that Yuta's in here. Oh my god, that was beautiful. Oh, again, still using the colors to represent different like people. The blood of Sukuna switching over to just the pure yellow of Naoya, perfect because of his hair, right? Such great use of color. Oh, and the blur effect for, jeez. The way his own outline like falls apart just from the speed. Wow, that's such a cool effect. So cool. Oof. Leaving no openings. Yeah, he's a close range fighter after all. But even more so than Yuji. More than you bargained for. But that's what matters. Flowing red scale. Yeah. I have no reason to tell you. So I guess it would make me a little stronger if I did. But I think information's more useful here. Oh, God. I love that. I love how you only hear the footsteps when we're from Naoya's perspective. Just that dissonance of just pure silence. The rapid footsteps. Great. Classic. Psst. Ooh. It is so cool. Changing blood also changes, like, you can affect your body by affecting where blood goes and how much goes to what. So much potential of that ability. Oh, he's gonna play with his food. He does seem like the type, the arrogant type. You'd rather talk with your fists. Yeah, like you're dependent. That's why he fights with his fists mostly. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's so interesting. Yeah, these two are polar opposites with how they see their family, how they see their brothers specifically. Yeah, they're completely different. That's so interesting. And he's the younger brother, whereas Choso's the older. Oh, there's so much greatness going on here. They're doing their best. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Then he can look up to me. Wow. What a great perspective. I definitely gotta talk about that after the episode. I had to be the example. Walking into the darkness so that others would have a light. Wow, what a brilliant monologue from his perspective. I can't wait to talk about that. Choso just keeps rising up in the ranks of characters I love. He's quickly becoming one of my favorites. It's a whole title, a whole tsunami of blood? What? Uh-huh. Cursed energy into blood? Wow. Oh my god. This looks gorgeous. What is this that we keep seeing? We've seen that in last episode too. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to know what that is. Is it just like an after image? There's something to do with their cursed energy. Whoa, cool effect. That's sick. Now you've got blood on you. I doubt it. But you're putting up a good fight. I've got a bad feeling he's not going to win this. Oh, it's his technique. Oh, yeah, from his father. Of course it is. Of course he got it from his father. Uh-oh, is he onto you? Crapping his technique for 100 years. Just a hyper dense ball of cursed energy turning into just a supernova of blood, I assume. Looks like it. Wow. Different strokes. Speaking of brothers, saved by the bell. And that's all he can think about. The fact that Maki's cousin is looking down on him. Oh, we saw this in the finale too. Had that much blood. Oh, so is it the blood? Yeah. He's injecting like cursed blood into him, which isn't really supposed to be a thing. That's so interesting. Jesus Christ, Yuta, you've become a real monster, haven't you? Since we've last met. You are special grade after all. Makes me terrified to see Yuki finally fight. I'm not ready to see her throw hands. Whoa. Who's this? Wait. That's Gramps. That's Dad. That's Papa. Oh, this is Yuji as a baby. Kaori's the mom. Wait, but hold on. I wasn't. You can't at least see it. Or was this just no, it wouldn't have been before, otherwise he wouldn't have had the. Maybe you just can't see it because it's like too vague. Oh, is that Yuji's mom? She's beautiful. She looked kind of like a geisha. Oh, here's the fireplace. Is this the scene I was thinking of? The other big meme in the season so far? I'm alive. And Yuta looks sad? Nope. He looks same as ever. except when he's saving kids. It was an act. Wait, but what about... Yeah, he wanted to kill him, show him to Naoya. That's why he had him report to the uppers that he's dead. And now he can be alive now. So we're gonna go... Oh. Wow. Oh my god, all the things piercing out, like the sheer feeling of danger. That's great. The spike's like a inverse porcupine. Because he feels anything but safe. But I believe it, because that looks very much like the Yuta we know. Oh, that was great. This looks just like Yuta, so I believe him. I believe him. Am I gullible? Yeah. But this makes perfect sense. Yeah. And while you're at it, maybe you can save me a little bit. Miguel, that was his name, yeah. Yeah, that you forced to, part of Geto's group, you forced to look after him. Send me to someone else, Will? Yeah. Wow. Dang, so now you're... I did have to kill you for a second, and that fulfilled the pact, basically. Probably Sukuna. Unless he just did it with his reverse curse technique. Yeah, there we go. Of course. We've seen it happen like that. Yeah, right after death. We know it can work like that. And also because he's kind of crazy. Yeah, basically nobody. We know the Doc can do it. Sukuna. So that was probably... Sukuna is probably laughing at the gall of Yuta for reaching in there and healing him. Wow, so we've got something for Gojo. Yeah, that's all the reason I need. Yuta's the real protagonist here. He's the real shonen protag the show needs. Though Yuji's the one the show deserves. It's not your own power, so you shouldn't be the only one bearing it. Yeah. It's not your burden alone to bear. Never was. It's been so long. And this reunion is just like Megumi. He's still gonna be haunted by... Oh, the expressions. Yeah, because of you, because of me, because of Gojo, because of Sukuna. There's no point playing the blame game, because you can play it all the way in a circle. You can play it until the sun engulfs us all, and it won't get you anywhere. All you can do is plan your next step. It's easier said than done, but it's all you can really do. I feel like this is referencing, they said something similar to this back in season 1. Something similar, but not quite the same. I'm sure Sukuna's happy to see Megumi here, though. You want to save people? Save me. And you just heard from Naoya that, oh, he knows. That was him walking away from her, wasn't it? In the hospital. These are all the... Whoa, that distortion. These are all different sorcerers. That is Sumiki, isn't it? At least she's not gonna appear killing him. I was afraid they were gonna do that, but whoa! Colony of choice in 19 days. Oh my god. Oh my god. Participate in entering a colony, ending the life. Sorcerer 5 points, non-sorcerers 1 points. Fine, I'll pause it. After awakening the curse technique, players must go to a colony of their choice within 19 days and pledge their participation in the culling game. Players breaching the first rule shall be stripped of their technique. Oh, wow. Non-players shall become players upon entering a colony, and their entry shall be taken as pledging. Okay, so that's, yeah, the entry requirement. Don't enter, you lose what what Brain gave you. Players will receive points upon ending the life of another player. Sorcerers 1 point, non-sorcerers 5 points. So sorcerers had their limiters unlocked, basically, with non-sorcerer bodies. Non-sorcerers were the ones that were, like Tsumiki, that were marked. Spending 100 points, not counting the initial point assigned to them. They negotiate with the Game Master to add an additional rule. The Game Master, obviously Brain. The Game Master must approve any additional rules. He needs to approve them, of course. Except when the rule would significantly hinder the continuation of the culling game. Please do not show a change, so you need 19 days. It shall be stripped of your technique. Why is all this focus on 19? Interesting. Whoa. I love they're playing with the colors with these mid cards. Oh, and the shaking. What a crazy rules for the game. My goodness. Brain, what in the world have you set up here? Yeah. There it is. There's the meme. Very nice. Because that was overwhelming, yeah. Yeah, they're gonna need to give him like all 5 fingers for it's gonna take over significantly again. At least I assume. I hope. Okay, so we are gonna be introducing Tengen. Oh, that art is beautiful. Haunting. Jujutsu Theta. Yeah. Yeah, we need Tengen for that lore drop. Tsukuma? Yuki? I think that was Yuki's last name, right? Yeah. That sounds about right. Which apparently Brain didn't have a problem with, I seem to remember from season 1. I don't remember exactly what he said, but he's talking about it not being an issue. Something about the guards. Wasn't that why Hanami went to distract them, basically, so they could get in and basically feel around? He looks so small with the fire. It's about time, yeah. Oh, those eyes. I'm gonna assume that means she's just not awake. He's jumping to conclusions. He didn't say she's dead. She's not dead, because she's not dead. I know she's not dead. She's definitely not dead, right? He's jumping to conclusions. We're gonna go with that. Oh, I'm just popping out of the darkness. How you doing? I was here the entire time. He backs off. The shadows have betrayed me. Yeah, that's right. Oh, that's right. They went in to steal the finger. They went in to steal the finger in the death paintings. That's right. And in doing so, they prove they know where the vault is. So, Brain's already knows what's going on. Ooh, this is that girl in the opening. Wait, that's Maki? That's why she looks familiar? She looks so okay, all things considered. That's probably the spoiler from the opening, which I didn't even recognize her. She looks so different. But I kind of recognized her, but not really. Her heavenly pact saved her? Wow, and Yuki's there. Thank God Maki's here. Oh my God. Thank God. Oh, has he been working behind the scenes? Mm-hmm. The other death paintings. Whoa. That's cool. One by one, increasing them. My technique, yeah, I can tell where they are and what condition they're in. Good. Long story. My brother. Oni-chan, come on. Yuji, he's so happy. I mean, it's close. It's Aniki. It's not quite Oni-chan, but he'll get there. He'll get there. But recognition is half the battle. For something like that. Oh. It's like coral. That looks beautiful. A warehouse? Oh, are those the brothers? Wow, we were just going straight there, huh? We're going straight through this. No spending an episode sneaking in. We're just here. We don't got time for that. Don't tell me this was all the way back then. They still haven't cleaned it. Ugh, the poor maid. Okay, we're going back to the hand wave. I can't wait for Yuji to... I can't wait for... who's it gonna be? Probably Maki, the most beloved character in this room. I can't wait for Maki to smile at somebody before getting shot in the head. Yeah, I'm still traumatized. What of it? Whoa. This isn't what we saw before. Projecting. But this is his area. Oh, while the 6 eyes are sealed away while Gojo's gone. It is a cool effect. There's the red outline, but it's also got like, yeah, it's almost like a 3D effect. So interesting. Is that... And he knows all of them. That's Tengen's new body. What was that? That looks like a cursed spirit. Yeah, that's Fiend. That figures. Wow. I'm so glad I watched these together. This is such a great foundation to build the rest of season 3 off of. No wonder they released the 2 together. That was perfect. It's gonna be a long video as a result, but that was incredible. Oh my God, this ending is so beautiful. I was going through it in the post-episode discussion last time, but it's just completely different listening to the audio. I mean, completely different. It's just elevated. It's not different. It's exactly as haunting as you expect it to be. It fits so well. And then the song itself opens up as we reopen the outside world. It's so good. It's so good. This one, and also I literally like 2 days ago, I got to Freeren's second core for the first season. That I already said that was one of my favorite endings, period. And this is also there. I think both of these, it sounds like recency bias, but I genuinely think those are 2 of my favorite endings of all time. They're just that good. They're just that good. And I realize Nobara being here doesn't mean that she's alive. It means that she's one of the images that's within his grasp, someone that he's trying to reach. One of his motivations, right? Just like the fingers. So it's not hinting that she might be alive. It's about reaching her. Just so great. And then we're going to talk with him about, ooh, what a phenomenal episode. What a phenomenal pair of episodes, building out such a great base to the arc we're about to get into. There's just so much, and I'm really eager to get back to the start of this because then we can talk about Choso because he was spitting just absolute bars at the start of this. But before that, next episode up in the next episode's post episode breakdown, excuse me. In next episode's post up breakdown, I'll break down the opening finally, or I'll maybe look at it a little bit closer. But oh, it's so good. There's Tsumiki, and yeah, we start similar to starting episode 1, except the opposite, right? In episode 1, we had a terribly slow pan in. Here we've got a slow pan out, but a little faster. And we've got someone walking away. Nita, so it's clearly Jujutsu tech plus the jacket, and someone in a hospital, a woman in a hospital with long brown hair. I mean, come on. Megumi, right? You should immediately feel about that. And walking away, it's interesting. That's his resolve. Which means I assume that she talked to him and they talked about how she's part of the game and probably doesn't want to. I don't know. That's very conspicuous that they kept the conversation from us, something to be revealed at a later date. And I'm really excited for that. But cut back to Sukuna's world, and all he says is, "How dare you die again, you absolute ingrate, making me go through that." That's all he says, right? Nothing else? Yeah, nothing else. But then he looks up because Yuta heals him. He's probably like, "Oh, I'm gonna have to do this again." But then I guess he doesn't, because reverse technique got him handled. With a little bit of help from Yuji's body, obviously, making it possible and like feasible. But then these two are fighting and they bring attention to, oh yeah, I love this part. I love the silence. It's classic, right? When someone's like running around a stationary character and you've got a fight going on, that like will cut from someone to like running around to the guy standing still, someone running around to the guy standing still, build that tension, build that dissonance. But just the footsteps really adds to it. It just adds the dissonance. The silence. It just adds to effect, and it's great. But then prove his kinetic vision. I'm setting motions on the assumption of a counter. You're persistent, so I went ahead and used it, his weapon. And that's when he starts talking about how he doesn't want to use weapons. And that's why he hates his brothers. And they bring attention to the clear distinction here, to the contrast between these two. Older brothers serve as an example to their younger brother. I mean, I'm not clever for pointing this out, right? I mean, the show literally just tells it to us. These two are fighting each other because they are polar opposites and the representation of how you see brothers, but just generally siblings, and even more generally, you could say family. It's ironic. The older brother is the one who's effectively looking up at his younger siblings, while the youngest brother here is looking down at his older siblings. Naoya is all full of himself, and he looks down on how they use weapons and how they're lesser than him. He doesn't use weapons unless he absolutely has to. And he's getting the clan, which is fulfilling all of his hubris. It's fulfilling it. It's validating it. Choso's basically got nothing. He's completely fallen, and yet he's still standing, far stronger. He's got less, but what he has to fall back on is so much stronger than a throne of corpses. He's got a bedrock foundation of values because he's protecting his brothers. And more than that, he's even more than protecting them, which I love this. It's something that isn't explored enough in anime or shows in general in media. Yes, the older sibling, the older brother protects the younger siblings, but more than that, they are an example. Good and bad, doesn't matter, you are the example. If you do good deeds, if you do the best you can, if you do good, you're setting a great example. If you do poorly, then you are showing them what not to do. Now, is this something that applies to parents as well? To a degree, yes. Obviously, there's some people without parents, there's more people without older brothers, but obviously I'm not saying this is not a catch-all, right? This is not talking about everyone, this is in general. yeah, the parents serve a similar function, but they also serve an entirely different one. Saying that the older brother serves a similar function as the parents is saying that the parents serve a similar function as teachers, only in the most general sense. But why is that? Because parents are guardians, right? They are the ones looking from above. They are Brain looking down at his paper mache map of Japan, Tokyo, looking down from above and guiding it gently. Whereas the brother is the one who's actually walking through the dark, holding the sibling's hand, guiding them, whether in the right or the wrong direction, whether towards the light or further into the darkness. That's a bad metaphor because it's all the darkness, right? And he talks about this in just a minute. I'm the kind of person who I'm tough because I didn't have an example. I had to make the mistakes, and I had to keep walking in front of them despite that. I had to make all the mistakes so my siblings wouldn't have to, because no one was there to do it for me. I'm the eldest. And this is great, right? This image, this is perfect. The repaired, the two intact support beams, and then the completely crushed one with a hole in it, with him there, with all the damage, right? All the damage of him stumbling his way through the dark with no one to guide him. He is the guide. He's the guide in a group where nobody knows where they're going. Nobody has a light. The best he can do is stumble around, step on all the Legos, slap his hand through all the thorny bushes, walk through all the spider webs. But regardless of whether he finds a nice path or the thorns, even if he walks on a path full of broken shards of glass, he can continue walking because he can be confident that his brothers behind him are listening and watching and hearing every move he makes. Whether good or bad, painful or happy, every action he does sets a precedent that he didn't have, but that his siblings can now have. That's the example he's setting. He's not lighting a path for them. He's giving them footsteps to follow so they can stumble a little bit less lost in the darkness that they're all trapped in. That's such a beautiful, concise, wholesome, really, way of describing the role of an older sibling, of an eldest sibling. It's so wonderful. And obviously this is in contrast, right, to Naoya, who looks down at them, who sees his little siblings as inferior versions of him, as stepping stones for him to his glory. It's classic, right? It's at its core, it boils down to the basic shonen formula, right? The protagonist with his friends, with the people behind him, setting an example, doing his best with people by his side, and the antagonist who's stepping over people who should be close to him. It's as classic as it gets, but with a beautiful undertone, or I guess overtone, of sibling meaning and effect, and it's great. And we learned that God, this is really cool too. We learned that the death paintings being like pretty much unique in their composition being like a mix of human and curse can turn cursed energy into blood, because to a curse, it's not quite cursed energy, but their blood is basically just cursed energy, right? So it makes sense that he can convert effectively between the two. And it seems, I think what he did at the end was create a ball. It's like a ball. It's like a drop of blood that has cursed energy in it. And I assume he just maybe he hypercondensed the blood and then converted to cursed energy that exploded outwards or something like that. I don't know, but it's really cool, and it worked, and it knocked him out, and it knocked him on his ass, which he got knocked on his ass too by Yuta. But it's all part of his plan. And then we get this. We literally go inside of his head, and we look from the perspective of Dad, of Papa Itadori. And then, of course, blinking, right? Blink skip, blink shifting over to the baby who's looking up at him. And there's there's no stitches. How interesting. It's obviously not on him. That wouldn't matter if it was. Maybe it's generational. Maybe there's someone even further down the line. I'm not sure. Maybe he just got... No, he didn't get better at hiding it because Geto has it. So unless it's just we're not seeing the detail, but that would be pretty clear to see. Unless it's only on the... I don't know, but they all... Again, the one before and after him, if it were him, would have something else. How weird. Unless it happened afterwards and that's why he disappeared. And maybe it's not directly the blood that Choso is sensing in his brothership with Yuji. Maybe it's like the cursed energy. Maybe cursed energy is something that parent and child share throughout their life. So even though it was after he was born, if he was taken over by Brain, his cursed energy melded with Brain's, and he began infusing it into Yuji, basically. Maybe. I don't know. It's really weird. But it clearly wasn't Mom either, because Mom enters... That doesn't look like a stitch. But it's in the exact same... It's in the perfect place. Could she have been hiding it under makeup? There's nothing stopping him from taking over a woman, right? I think that might be it. That's way too conspicuous, that paint. There's no way that's not. And the fact that, at least from this angle, it seems to fade off into her hair and into the edge of her face, implying that's like wrapped around. That has to be, right? It has to be his mom. What in the world? Unless it was just like a borrowing of like semen or like blood or something, and that's the dad actually doesn't... They like needed help getting a child through like IVF or something like that, in vitro fertilization, something like that. I don't know. But we learned that Yuta was helping because Gojo asked him to, which is so perfect for both of them. And oh god, again, even more great framing, just all these sharp, jagged metal beams and plate and pipes and spikes and stuff. It's all thorny and dangerous and scary, and an inverted porcupine because Yuta killed him and has all the power, and now he's suddenly acting chummy. But I don't trust this, but I trust this because I'm glad that he showed right at the start. That was exactly the same Yuta that we saw rescue that child in episode 23 of last season. It's exactly the same. It's as Yuta gets, right? It's as Yuta gets. And his voice softens to exactly the same tone when he wasn't putting up an act. So I completely believe him. And we're good too, because Megumi's here, but not just Megumi. We get the rules too. But not just Megumi. But Maki is back. Yuta is me, for real, for real. Oh my god, and I said she looks great, but she looks awful, obviously, but she looks great. She looks awfully great in the way that only anime can make somebody look. Oh my god. Oh my god, and the light shining down on her, they know what they're doing. Oh, it's so good. And of course, Yuki's there too. The reverse curse technique. Oh, so he healed her too. And if it weren't for that, she probably would have also succumbed to her injuries, to her burns, like Naobito did. But the only reason she was able to hang on, yes, you acknowledge me as Aniki, the only reason she was able to hold on was because of her heavenly pact, the strength granted to her, the curse she's yeah, been forced to bear her life, saved her. Oh, well, how great. How great. And then we waste no time because we've got places to be, so we go straight into here. Oh god, too soon, too soon. But this is different. This effect is great. They're rejected until they come not quite face to face, but very soon, probably next episode, with what I can only assume is Chef Boyardee. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, if you haven't already, please do remember to like before you head out. Subscribe if you haven't already also to get notified whenever new ones come out. I'm not going to do these in twos. This one was just special, just in spirit of the original release. Original release, as if it was a long time ago. It was like a few weeks ago. I guess over a month ago now. God, this year's been flying by so quickly. Tangent. Thank you. Yeah, like, subscribe, leave a comment if there's something that in the episode that I had a misunderstanding about. I have it all the time, and I rely on you guys to help correct me when I go off track. So I hope that I see you in there, whether it's about the episode, something that I misunderstood, or something I didn't talk about much, or something that I said that you agree or disagree with, or something you just want to build off of either episode, because there's a whole lot of material here. So I'd love to see you down there. If you want to support me, I would really appreciate it if you check out Patreon. It lets you get access to the unaltered reactions to these visual and audio filters. Obviously, have to be placed on for copyright. Patreon, not so much. So $2 a month gives you access to that. It also gives you access to bonus on the polls. There's currently a poll going on for what will replace JJK once JJK becomes weekly. So yeah, you get extra votes for the poll if you want to join a Patreon. It's pretty cool deal, and also supports me, so I appreciate it. But anyways, that's all my shilling I've got. Thank you so much for watching. More important than any of that, I really appreciate the time you've taken here out of your day. I hope it's been worth it. And yeah, I look forward to the next one. I hope you're looking forward to it as much as I am. But until then, have a lovely rest of your day.